Hello friend, today I have brought some interview question and answer for PHP developer who are preparing for an interview so that it help you. So it start today interview question and answer. First question, what is PHP? PHP stand for Hypertext Preprocessor. Okay, PHP in an open source server side scripting language used to build dynamic website and web application. It can be embedded within HTML and created by Rasmus Lindorf in 1984. Main PHP open source means you can download easily and free any site. And server side scripting means it is it has server and generate content and send to the client browser. Okay, and it is create dynamic web page means it's connect with database and database fetch data from table and fetch dynamically. Okay, and embedded with HTML means HTML with embedded it. Okay, and PHP is cross-platform means you can run every operating system like Windows, Linux, and Mac operating system. Also, Ubuntu, every operating system you can run. Okay, next question. What is difference between session underscore unset and session underscore destroy? Session underscore unset clear all session variable. Okay, removes data, but session data remain in server. Okay. Data removed or variable exist in server and session ID also available in server. Okay. Another is session data still exists in the browser server and session file is not deleted. Okay. Session underscore destroy. Session underscore destroy. Remove all data on the server. Session file also removed from the server and everything removed from the server when use session underscore destroy. Okay, that is different. Session unset and session destroy. Another question is PHP a cache sensitive language? No, PHP is not cache sensitive. PHP partially cache sensitive. Okay, they have some variable and constant. They are cache sensitive. Their uppercase, lowercase, everything properly catch it, and upperless, lowerless take different variable accept. Okay, but function name, class name, and method name that is inconsensitive. Okay, I mean uppercase, lowercase letter not accept it. Casually same understand. Oh, okay, next question. What is difference between for and for each loop in PHP? For loop, first you initialization and condition increment everything first you have seen. Okay, and how much time will be count? You know that in for loop, and for loop slightly faster than uh, for each loop. Okay, and for each loop that is directly interact with array value. It is provide arrays key and value At it is not directly changed. Okay, it is come from array. Okay, next question. What is the difference between unset and unlinked function? Unset and unlinked function. Unset used for undefined variable remove uh, content from file. Okay, when it's just uh, variable data, remove it, but variable exists. Okay, and inside of content, in, uh, inside of file, content will be removed. Okay, and unlink that is delete file, that used for delete file. When you need to delete any file, that time unlink function need. Okay, what is the difference between variable and variable and variable? Okay, when dollar message and dollar message, it is uh, different. Dollar message normal variable, dollar message is partial variable by variable. Okay, what is different between both? Normal variable dollar message is normal variable, and dollar is variable. So what happened? Uh, go some code. Understood what happened? Okay. This is our normal variable. Okay. Dollar variable on it, that is partial variable dollar amount, and this anil value assign as another variable. Okay, that is variable to variable. Okay, that understand that this date value work as a variable, that is variable to variable. Okay, so go. Okay, second, how many type of error in their PHP? PHP have uh, three three type of four type of error. Okay, mm, that is parts error, main uh, missing missing semicolon end of the PHP file. Okay, that is called also syntax error. Another fatal error. Fatal error means uh, when use require function. So require function when not find any file, missing any file, that time fatal error come. Okay, fatal error normally uh, stop the execution. Okay, further execution is will be stopped when come fatal error. Warning error, warning error when use function include function use, and then if you not find file, so missing file, that time warning error come. Okay, but warning error further execution is continue, not stop it. Okay, and notice error undefined variable come when that variable is not available and you declare it. So that time undefined variable, so further execution will be continue. Okay, four type of PHP error available. Next, what type of array in PHP? PHP have three type of array. First, index array assigned with numeric index. Okay, there are some example. There have uh, red, blue, and green value. There have inside hidden index available 0, 1, and 2. Okay, that is numeric index available. Associative key, name key available means inside of key like John and Sanjay, that is named key. There have value 25 and 28. That is example that associate with named key. Okay. Multidimensional array. Multidimensional array. Array inside array. Multiple array together will be multidimensional array. There have outside of array and outside and inside have two array. Okay, one and two. That is multi-dimensional array. Okay, so three type of array available in PHP. Next, what is pair in PHP? Actually, pair is a framework and repository for PHP component. Uh, okay, and that use for actually installing any package that pair use before, currently not use more. Okay, and it is actually command line interface. Okay, so it is full from have a PHP extension and application repository, that is pair. Okay, next question. What is term final class and final method? Okay, so final class, uh, final keyword in a method declaration implies that subclass will not be able to override the method. It is not possible to subclass a class that has been declared final. This is especially handy when designing immutable classes such as string class. Only class and method can be declared final. Properties are cannot be declared final. Means final when you use final uh, keyword before class and before method. So that time that you not extend and not override it. If you use final before class, this class not extend by inherited class. Okay, for child class not extend it. Final class not extend by child class, and final method not override by the child class. Child class not override final class. Okay, go. Next question, require and include function. Require use means if you require function use for include another file. If you not available this file and missing this file, that time fatal error come and further execution stop it. Many requirement it is a mandatory will be available file. If you not available, fatal error come and further execution stop it. Include situation, include function uh, when you include any file, so it is not warning message come and further execution it continue. Okay, will be continue. Next question, what is the difference between overloading and overriding? Okay, overloading directly not support in PHP, so that time uh, I use some magic method. Okay, so magic methods, this type of problem you to avoid it. Okay, so some magic method available in PHP like underscore construct, underscore distract, underscore call, underscore to string, underscore to set, underscore to get. This type of magic method available. Okay, to avoid overloading. Okay, overloading main method name is same, but parameter will be different. Okay, that time overloading come. Our overriding method will be same, but parameter will be same. That time override it by child class. That is overriding. Okay. So next, what is type hinting? Type hinting is used to define the intended data type of argument. PHP will check whether the parameter are the required type when you call the function. If you do not, the runtime will throw an error and your program will be terminated. Many type hinting which when used when declare any function. Okay, so that functions there have some static parameter. Okay, if you need parameter you want, this parameter will be its data type will be string. This parameter data type will be integer. You you assign it. Okay, before of the parameter. If you try to send uh, integer but have a string parameter and you try integer, that type fatal error come. Okay, you send only string parameter will be accept, integer not according to parameter. Okay, so that is type hinting. Many which type of variable we want, that is declare, that is type hinting. Okay, next question. What is possible to cast type in PHP? Cast type mean casting, we want to say. Cast type by casting actually when any variable before you use inside of bracket, int, bool, float, string, array, object. So you want forcefully you can want integer, that variable will be integer. Okay, but maybe your value is a string but you want a string integer. So when you use cast type casting use, so automatically it convert it. Okay, forcefully convert it what type variable you want. Okay, what is dependency injection in PHP? Dependency injection means dependent to another site. Inject from another sites means this function necessary some object. This object is not create self land from another side. When I ran from another side, inject from another side. That is dependency injection. Okay, means depend on another site. Okay, any object. Okay, that is dependency injection. And dependency may be three type: constructor type dependency, setter type dependency, interface type dependency. Okay, মানে constructor means constructor using constructor inject dependency. Okay, and setter method when used that time of setter dependency, and interface when used and interface type of dependency. Okay, what are magic method in PHP? Magic methods, some magic method available here. Double underscore construct, double underscore destruct, double underscore get, double underscore set, double underscore call, double underscore to string. Double underscore construct, used for initialize any variable and property, and you use this initiate property whole of the page. Underscore destruct, destroy any object after finally run it. Okay. Get non-existent data uh, when you get that time use and double underscore get. Set non-existent data when you want to set, that is underscore set. Okay, and to string use when convert a string array to string. That time it use to string. Okay. What is OPS in PHP? OP full form of object oriented programming, organized code. Okay, that is used for organized code. Any code, essay, method, and class, both is organized by uh, class and method, organized OPS rule. Okay, so there have four pillars like encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction. Four rule follow in OPS. Okay, encapsulation, encapsulation means wrapping and binding related data and method. That is in encapsulation, and under encapsulation available private, public, and protected variable. And inheritance, inherit by child class. Polymorphism means overloading, overriding methods available. Okay, polymorphism. And polymorphism is same method used for different purpose and change the parameter. Okay. Abstraction means that is one type of technique to hide important data. Okay. First abstract method and use and abstract method declare, and this method just declare it and implement by the child class. Okay, that is abstraction. The abstraction have abstract class and abstract method. Okay, next, treat. What are treat in PHP? Treat actually multiple inheritance not support in PHP. So treat function solve this problem. If you treat function declare, so this treat function uh, use anywhere of class, anywhere of function. Okay. Use keyword use keyword use this after you put treat function name and work. Any treat functions, characteristics and methods you can access. Okay. Next, what is composer? Composer is a dependency manager for PHP. Okay. It is declare and manage and install external library and package. Okay, by the composer. Okay, before no have any framework PHP. That time composer using composer install any package and library. Okay. What do you prevent SQL injection? What is SQL injection? SQL injection is malicious SQL query when inject to the uh, your code. The that times cause hack your data and much your data will be corrupt. That's problem comes. That is how to prevent it. This problem prevent how to prevent it. Must use prepared statement with PDO and MySQL. Prepare statement how to write it. PDO and prepare function use. Okay, prepare function use and prepare functions and prevent your SQL injection. Okay, and it's very important and necessary to put prepare statement in normal PHP. When any PHP project, custom and core PHP project you do, must use prepare statement. Okay, what is abstraction? Abstraction, that is a object oriented programming concept hiding internal implement detail. Okay, that's technique is abstraction. Interface object oriented concept, that is uh, also one technique First time it's just declare, and second time it will be implement by child by inherited class. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Please subscribe my channel